thank you all for joining us for another CyberSmart 2025 Speaker Spotlight with none other than Raj Kapur.
'90s,
Right,
free nights and weekends, and selling Pentium 2 processor computers with 56K dial-up modems and handing people the free AOL CD. Oh yeah, please, here
right.
you go. You have 60 minutes for free per month or whatever it is. And so, I think that as computers evolved, so did my love for technology. Once DSL and cable modem and high-speed internet came out, wow, that really just catapulted me into really loving technology. I started going to college as a marketing major and switched my
Right.
major. Once I took my first IT class, Introduction
Mhm.
to CIS, Computer Information Systems, whatever it was, I said,
Yes.
this is what I like, this is what I love, this is what I have a knack for. And that's what happens with people's careers. They can start following one path and all of a sudden notice my passion is over here. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong. It's never too late to switch. Long story short, worked my way up, from working in help desk, phone help desk to desktop support, network infrastructure support, data center management, IT operations management, in advertising and marketing agencies in New York City, and found myself in the middle of the pandemic, got laid off, and moved down to Florida 5 years ago and started working at Orange County Public Schools, OCPS, the eighth largest public school district in the U.S.
Yes. Oh,
This
yeah.
is a huge public school district with about 210,000 students. We have about
Mhm.
five technical colleges, which serve both dual enrolled high school students as well as adult learners, and about 25,000 staff, probably about 260 sites total. The amount of work that we have, the amount of wonderful projects, I'm probably managing about 45 projects and probably manage about 85 people. My
Okay.
budget alone, just for the infrastructure operations and support team, is about $200 million. So you can
Mhm.
understand, we upgrade the infrastructure, network infrastructure, local area network at a school. That could be
Yes.
easily $4 or $5 million. Anyway, my passions are technology. I love watching reality TV shows, 90 Day Fiance, Love Island, Love is Blind, all of that good stuff. I love horror movies, horror series, and we
Mhm.
got Coco about a year and a half ago, and she's the love of our life, but she has turned our lives upside down.
I believe it. I believe it. Well, it's
She's trying
funny
to kiss me.
because because you were giving her the spotlight. Well, you touched on a few things that I want to kind of dig a little deeper on. Well, first of all, you're from New York City.
Yes.
And so I'm not from the city. I'm actually from Syracuse, New York, born and raised in Syracuse, New York. And my husband was born in Rochester, New York. And actually, that's where I met him. So tell us about, you coming up in New York City. What part?
Certainly. So, born and raised in Elmhurst, Queens, went to
Okay.
school in Jackson Heights. That's kind of, the uh, Queens is not Manhattan, the city, but Queens is
Right.
still a city in its own. And
Right.
so, lived there about 12 years, then moved to Connecticut and went to middle school and high school in Connecticut. Right after I graduated high school, we then moved to Manhattan. And I lived in the Lower East Side, downtown Manhattan, near Chinatown, near Little Italy,
Yes. Oh,
near the
yes.
Williamsburg Bridge. Lived there about 25 years. My wife is from the Bronx, so when we got married, she moved in with me. And
Hmm.
then, moving down to Orlando, I do kind of feel like Orlando has something for everybody. And so I wasn't
Yes.
really, misplaced when I moved here. I kind of felt like, it felt like home. There's so many people who come from New York. There's so many people from different areas and
Yeah.
countries, and there's just this is a melting pot here in Orlando, and I love it. And so, I try to go back to New York every once in a while, but New York is too much stress, too much hustle and bustle. But
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. My brother went to school in Rochester, New York, so the University of Rochester, so visited there quite a few times as well.
Okay, so we kind of talked about this a little bit too. It's funny. So I think at one point in our lives, maybe we crossed paths because it's too much of a coincidence. So my dad actually worked at Rochester Institute of Technology, which is in Rochester, and so did my step parents. I call them bonus parents. My bonus parents as well, and then also for so you mentioned, okay, so your brother was in Rochester, and So my dad also, before he moved to Rochester, worked at Queens College.
Oh,
So he was
wow.
there for a while. Yeah, yeah.
Plenty of my
So
friends went to Queens College. I know exactly where it is. Oh, yes. Oh, that's wonderful. What a small world.
I see. You just never know. You never know. And I do agree with it being a melting pot. As soon as my husband and I we got married, we decided to come down to Florida, and it's just something about it. It's something about the area. It's just really family friendly, especially where we are. It's really community based, and it was like I was able to find a lot of lifetime friends here. And so, oh yeah, so I love Florida. All right, so let me ask you this: with working with Orange County Public Schools, which is another thing we have in common. What are some of the things and some of the initiatives that are coming up with Orange County? Because you mentioned something in the CyberSmart session that I wanted you to bring back up again.
Certainly. So we have, I'm probably managing about 45 different projects. Most of them are district-wide projects. Some of the big highlighted ones are network segmentation. So we
Mhm.
want to virtually isolate when students log into the network, they will be kind of isolated and segmented off into their own virtual subnet, their own virtual VLAN, and then employees
Mhm.
will be separated off onto their own virtual VLAN. Then we'll have a lot of like our IoT devices, a lot of our building management systems, AC units, HVAC units, a lot of the facility stuff. They also are smart devices. They need to be
Right.
connected to the internet, but they're isolated on their own subnet
Mhm.
segment. This way, we can have a very smart and clever student log into one of our video cameras or log into our
Right.
AC system and shut it down because they'll do it for
Right.
fun. We have very, very
Right.
clever students, and if they know enough about this stuff, they can try to do that. So that's one, network segmentation. We have our identity and access management upgrade. So we're currently
Mhm.
using two on-prem legacy systems to manage our identities. We're moving to a nice
Yes.
cloud-based, very, very secure, forward-looking and security forward-looking identity and access management solution. Now,
Mhm.
I do want to mention identity is the new perimeter. Now, what that means is
Yes.
people are no longer trying to infiltrate and try to go through your firewalls to break into your network and then try to hack and move around it and do some lateral movement then. No, they are compromising people's passwords, usernames and passwords and their credentials.
Right.
Literally buying them off of the dark web for $30 and
Yep.
then running just automated tools to continuously brute force try to log into the VPN, log into your network as you. And we have caught some users trying to do that, and other school districts are big targets. So school districts right now, uh K-12 public school districts as well as higher education organizations are the number one attack subjects in the
Yes.
world. And it's scary to know that it's not if somebody attacks us, it's when.
It's
So
going
we
to be
want to put
when.
as many safeguards in as possible
Yeah.
to be able to segment off and segregate that attack and be able to isolate it so that that attack doesn't move around the district and cause havoc.
Right, right. Oh, that is so cool though. But that's good to know that you're thinking about how to keep our schools safe and actually thinking ahead. It is hard to try to keep up with all of all the different tricks and all the different threats that are coming at you. So it's good that you guys are staying up on that. The other question I wanted to ask is because I know you have a great cybersecurity program at OCPS, and one of the questions that we talked about in CyberSmart was about people looking to get into the cybersecurity field, and then also maybe career changers, because sometimes when people hear OCPS they just think of K-12, but that's not always the case. There's other opportunities for other learners as well to participate and to gain this type of knowledge.
Absolutely. So there are five technical colleges within the Orange County Public School County, the Orange County district here. Each of the locations focus on something different. So you may have more of like a healthcare facility focusing on nursing and things like that. You have, one focusing on more electrician, mechanic, farming, and then you have one that will focus on IT, cybersecurity, desktop support, network engineering, fiber optic and 5G wireless. We really try to keep on top of the trends. And I'm honored and benefited enough to be able to be on some of these advisory boards to help, kind of shape the curriculum based on
Yeah,
trends that we're seeing. I'm a huge advocate for these for these technical colleges. If you're within the Orange County, if you're within the Orlando area, it costs $27 to sign up for any program, and the program is usually about a semester long. You meet on
right,
site, you get hands-on training, and you will most likely get a voucher to take the certification at the end of the program. These
right,
are wonderful, wonderful programs. I know a lot of these teachers personally. They have been chief information officers, they have been IT directors, chief information security officers. They're bringing in real life experience. I
yes,
have gone and spoken to those students. And a lot of them are saying, "Hey, yeah, listen, I'm in this desktop and network engineering class. I may want to take a cybersecurity class next. Mr. Raj, what would you recommend?" And it's hard for me to recommend something for other people, but I could give my experience, and I've never thought that cybersecurity would be as prevalent as it is now.
right,
Cybersecurity really affects all facets of IT, and everything I do, all of my projects are really based on security. Why
right,
are we implementing XYZ project? Oh, it's to protect our schools, our district, our data in one way or another. And so the
right,
more you know about cybersecurity, I think the better you'll be. And with that knowledge, and maybe dabbling in other things, taking free courses, even just going and sitting in the back of a class one day, I'm pretty sure that they will allow you to do that. Or go
right.
online and take a look at these programs, and people can figure out where it is that they want to move into and which
Okay.
track.
Well, I have to say, as a former instructor with the Orange Technical College, I actually was teaching at the Avalon campus and at the Winter Park campus. Yes. And so I actually had a really, really great time. And you're right. And again, even back then, they were on top of all of the trends, the information that the students were learning, and the certifications that they were getting. Because I taught medical office procedures, and then I taught administrative office procedures, which I don't think they offer that one anymore, but I think they have the medical office procedures. And it was funny because even though I wasn't necessarily a student there, everything that I learned, all of the training and the professional development that I received as an OCPS instructor, it honestly helped me when I moved into other states, and just to be able to look and to see, it's like what other counties are doing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Orange County is really ahead of the curve in terms of what they're teaching, and the information that they're exposing the students to. So, hats off to OCPS. I'm really an advocate for our tech centers, and for all of the OCPS, really. So that's awesome. All right.
Absolutely.
So now I want to ask you something else that you mentioned in the session. And this is more not necessarily about OCPS or anything like this. This is about Raj. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Raj, you said you were an advocate, or an avid music lover. You love music, and you have who are you listening to? Like, who's on your playlist right now?
Absolutely. So I love the 1990s hip hop. That is a golden era of hip hop. And I do have my little dolls of Tupac and Biggie. I have these always at my desk.
I love it.
I'm the biggest Tupac fan. I dressed up like Tupac for Halloween, and I can get you that photo a little bit later. But just I appreciate hustlers, and for him
Mhm.
to be 25 years old before he passed, and to have had 10 albums, start in 5 movies,
Yes.
and be such an activist for humans, for just
Right.
human rights. I thought it's just amazing. I'm 45, and I haven't done half of that. But just to you listen to his lyrics. Okay, gangster rap may have some bad words and things like that, but if you look through that, if you look at the
Look through
lyrics
it.
and the meaning he's trying to make with
The
these
deeper
songs.
message.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And so what I have actually started doing is I have created on LinkedIn
Mm-hmm.
1990s hip hop motivational Mondays. I will find
Yes.
motivational lyrics in some type of 1990s song and post it, and maybe just put a little blurb. on what I thought it meant. And, people love this. And when I slack off and forget to post on Mondays, people will say,
They
I've
might.
logged in specifically into LinkedIn to see this Motivational Monday. So if you're friends with me, if you want to connect with me, I post every Monday, 1990s hip hop Motivational Mondays. And that's how deep of a fan I am for hip hop.
Right. See, you have to create your own playlist, the Motivational Mondays playlist. So then that way people can, keep track of all of the songs that you have on there. That'd be cool.
You're
Well,
absolutely
that's
right.
awesome.
And it's gonna morph into that. Yes, wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, since we're talking about playlists, I also want to mention, so CyberSmart 2025 also has a playlist as well, and it's on Spotify. So I'll try to make sure to post that in the link so that way everybody can access it. And what I was really trying to do with this Spotify playlist is to highlight some of the independent artists, just because there's a lot of artists out there that we've been meeting. My son's an artist, actually. He has a few songs out. And so I've met all of these different people who have songs, and I said, you know what? It's time to highlight, some of these songs and get exposure as much as we can. So I put this Spotify playlist out. So make sure you go listen to the Spotify playlist. And if you are an artist or an independent artist that would like to add their music to the Spotify playlist, let me know, and I'll make sure to post it in there. Other than that, so were there any other last minute things that you wanted to be able to talk about in the session that you didn't get a chance to talk about?
Again, there are a lot of up and coming technology students, not even students, maybe they could be adult learners, who don't know how to break in to the into the IT field. And what I would recommend is go on YouTube and just type in, hey, listen, what does it mean to be an application developer? What does it mean to be a webmaster? What does it mean to be a database administrator? What does it mean to be a network administrator or engineer? What about a
Right.
systems engineer? What happens in a data center? What does a data center mean? And just do your own research. LinkedIn Learning has plenty of videos. YouTube has plenty of videos, and try to learn yourself and see what it is that you have that passion for. Speak to people who are in the field. You can maybe find friends of friends or friends of parents of friends or something who may be in the IT field, and just sit down and just chat with them and say, hey, talk to me about your journey. What do you like most about IT? What don't you like most about IT? And don't be afraid to ask questions. Do your research online. Go to, free webinars.
Mhm.
Log into these because you can learn so much from webinars, just like we had with CyberSmart 2025. That was packed full of knowledge, information,
Yeah.
and really free, fun pieces of information. Um,
Right.
and if you are an adult and maybe you want to join some type of like IT committees,
Mhm.
I am part of SIM Central Florida. SIM stands for Society for Information Management. They have a chapter in most major cities. That is a wonderful opportunity. That was one of the best things I ever did when I moved to Orlando 5 years ago. And I have
Right.
met hundreds of IT directors and CIOs who I can personally call up on my cell phone and who have become personal friends to me. So, just a
Right.
couple of ideas out there. I would love to help mentor or guide anybody who's interested. Please connect with me and I'll be happy to help.
Oh, that's so awesome. And I want to give an opportunity for Coco. Does Coco have any last words?
Coco is so tired. What do you think, Coco? What do you think? Anything?
Oh my goodness, Coco is so adorable.
Thank you. She needs a haircut. We're taking her for tomorrow to the groomers, right?
Oh, see? See, you have to make sure to send us a picture.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, listen, I don't want to hold up too much of your time. I certainly appreciate you being a part of CyberSmart 2025. This was our inaugural session, or excuse me, this whole conference was the first time that we were doing it. So for you all to be a part of this means so much. So I thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day.
Absolutely. What a pleasure being a part of this. Thank you so much. And everybody have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.
That was so much fun.
Awesome. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit the, let me make sure it stopped. Oh, it just stopped the transcription. Oh, hold on. Okay, there we go. I want to stop the recording.